Podcast. There you go. He's happy chappy. There he is.
Podcast. Hello.
Yeah, sweet. Sweet as a punch. Yeah, we're both working. Sound's coming through. I'm recording. You're recording. I've got beer. You've probably got beer.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Let's get my script up. It was funny today when we made the pod notes because we must have done it at exactly the same time. Because when I came out, there was 220 folders.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Made mine at 7:59 or 58 or something.
Yeah, I was about the same time.
Whoops.
I just copied my shit from my one and put it in yours. That'll do.
That'll do.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've played something else.
What is it? Oh, I have, actually.
I can't remember what it is.
I played...
Must have been brilliant.
Is it Thimbleweed Park or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You played that game, yeah? Oh, yeah.
I've played that game, yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
I say I played it, but I played it for about 10 minutes. No, that's a lie. I played it for about an hour.
Just
And then I was
the
tired.
Activity feed
What activity feed?
on the Xbox app.
Yeah. I just Thimbleweed?
It is Thimbleweed, yeah.
I can't spell thimble, so...
Mr. Alex Head. Achievements.
Oh, what'd you get, mate? What's this one called? Orwell? Something... Keep an eye on you. Keeping an eye on you. There you go.
Oh, yeah, here we go. I played... Yeah. Silence.
This is how fucking podcasts are done. You just make it up before... I mean, we did write a load of notes, but then we're like, hey...
Just adding to it a little bit.
We're just, it's what you got to do.
And I played the original version of Perfect Dark. There we go.
What, the 360 version? No, the N64 version.
I'm not sure where it was from.
Because the original one was on the N64.
It was just
I
called
feel like
Perfect
this
Dark,
is
and it was it.
This is
We'll
something
talk
for
about
later.
it on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's
There
do
you
that.
go.
Speaking of,
Let's do a podcast. Yeah. All right.
here we go then.
Just gonna look at Game Pass and see what games I can download while I do this podcast. It's ace. Sports and
Right.
racing. Yeah.
Science and technology.
There isn't a science and technology genre, unfortunately.
There fucking should be though. You salty
should-
tart.
They're fucking shit.
Right. Here we go. Here we go.
I'm putting that bit in.
Hello and welcome to the JfG Podcast. This is episode 220. My name is Alex and I'm joined as ever by my very good friend Ash. And hey buddy, how are you doing this particular week, this week in question, the one
This
we're in?
week. Oh, hey, buddy. Yeah. As always, I'm feeling good on a Wednesday. Yeah. Sparkly thoughts. Give me the hope to go on.
Sparkly
because
or
they are.
sparkling?
Whatever, mate. I just do what I want. It is sparkling. If you want to be a stickler for...
A pedant, if you will. Mm.
Sure, if you want to do that. I might sound a bit different. I'm not in the laundry room or utility room or whatever people call it. The pantry, maybe.
Where
Someone
are you,
call it
buddy?
that.
Are you in maybe a 12th century historic castle, or maybe in the
It may
disused
sound like
empty
that.
swimming
Yeah.
pool, or
Maybe
could it
an air hanger. Yeah,
Earl's
maybe.
Court, or perhaps
Other
the
things that-
alley.
Ooh,
Maybe
yeah, they-
the internal
Somewhere
balloon
with really good acoustics. Yeah. Is
yeah.
that what you're going for? Yeah.
yeah,
No.
yeah, absolutely.
I'm-
Abbey Road.
Yeah. I just thought, fuck it. This week's
Yeah.
podcast coming at you from Abbey Road.
There you go.
Just
They
for
don't know
shits and
anything
giggles.
about it. He's broke in. Jokes
yeah.
on them.
I'm in the broom closet. Yeah. I love a good cupboard. You know me.
Yeah.
Or under the stairs, either one. No, buddy, I'm back in my office. Thank God. I haven't got any curtains up, and I don't think I'm going to put curtains up. I'm going to get some blinds.
No one will be able to see your penis if you put curtains up. That's all
I
you
know.
need.
Well, luckily, I've actually rearranged
Your penis.
My penis, yeah, my desk. So it's now sitting in front of the window, so my monitors are in the way, and yeah, because I've got two, it ellipse the entire width of the window, so I can just knock one out and no one knows, apart from when I have to get up with my pants down.
You'd be sort of grinning out the window, maybe making eye contact with a passerby. He doesn't know.
No, he doesn't know.
know.
Maybe I got the window open and the sound up as well.
Then he might know.
Then he might know. Might be a bit freaked out. And yeah, talking about windows being open, mine is open right now because Jesus Christ, it is warm.
Oh, we're having some weather, aren't we?
Holy
We really are.
moly, yeah. Oh dear, yeah. So back in the office, it's nice, all painted up, looking pretty fucking tasty, to be honest. Got rid of the horrible bobbly ceiling and stuff. It's pretty smooth. 2 walls are white with jizz, and the other 2 are grey, which is nice. It's lovely.
Sounds
Good.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I got there's another unit that I'm gonna bring up, another IKEA, one of those 2x8 fucking stack things I was talking about. So in the future that'll come up here. Had a day off on Monday because I was getting some windows fitted. That's another thing this week. I got some windows fitted, but they came on Sunday because the guy was like, my wife's having a baby on Monday. I was like, all right then, you can come Sunday, which is fine,
You'll allow it.
I'll allow it. So yeah, I got 2 new bay windows in. Very exciting. Very expensive. So they were potting about all day Sunday, so I couldn't really do much. But that meant my day off on Monday, I had all the time in the world. It was
lovely.
Yeah. I had great plans of sticking about 6 hours into Red Dead Redemption 2 because, you challenged me to go back to that the other week.
Yeah.
And I was there. My wife was like, can you do this today? I'm like, no. What about, can you do this? I'm like, no, I can't do that. I'm busy. I'm busy today. But it turned out I was busy doing other stuff, like sorting out my office, moving shit around, putting shelves up, fucking all kinds of crap. Turns out I didn't finish doing stuff till about 3 in the afternoon, as of which I had a half an hour snooze on the sofa, and then the kids came home from school. So game day was ruined by doing stuff.
Schoolboy. Absolute schoolboy error.
I know. I just can't help myself. I'm like, I shouldn't really sit here and play games all day. I should just do stuff. And I don't like it, because my next door neighbour, he just sits around and plays games all day. I'm like, that's the life.
That is the life.
Wish I could do that.
That's where it's at. One day, buddy, when we're too old and crippled to walk.
Yeah, when I've got arthritis in my fingers, nothing works. But luckily by then, we'll be able to use our brains for
Mind
games.
Trolls.
Yes,
we'll
be
That's
in.
Where we're going.
We'll be EA Sports, buddy. We'll be in the game.
In the game. Literally
Exactly.
in the game.
Another thing over the weekend, my parents came up for a wee visit to see the Nippers. Don't know why I'm using Scottish terms here, but that happened. They came up. Indeed. They came up, saw us and stuff. We got very pissed on Friday and Saturday, which was nice. As you experienced when I came on for game night at about 10:30.
I thought you held it pretty well, considering we were doing fucking assistless Formula 1 racing. I thought it was quite a decent performance. But
I thought I did all right, but I don't really remember what I did, which was the main thing. I went for a walk on Saturday, try and sweat the booze out or walk it out or whatever. Ended up going to a fair or I don't know what you call it, a fun day, and I was like, all right, yeah, we're here. It was on the route of the walk actually. There was a public footpath going through the fair, and they were like, that's £9, please. I was like, what for? I just want to walk on this path and go through it. They're like, no, you need to pay if you're coming in here. I'm like, well, this is a public footpath. I can just walk straight. No. I was like, and my dad's like, look, fuck off. Yeah, it is £9. But what the fuck? What's the world coming to these days?
You can't just walk.
Oh no, it was like a toll booth. I'm like, no, mate. So we went into this fair, and that was shit. Hook a duck, £2.50 a go.
Was it just plastic ducks in a paddling pool?
Yeah, plastic ducks in a paddling pool, and the toys were, worse than what you get from Poundland.
Well,
It's just like, fuck you, really.
sounds like nonsense.
It is nonsense, buddy. Absolute ballbacks. So that's my weekend, buddy. I've been playing some games. I've been loving the old Xbox Game Pass on PC at this moment, with its 100 or so games that are on there. I can at least find, about 6 games that I like out of them. I'll play them. I love it. But yeah. Which leads me on to my final thing, which I've written as bought something that I shouldn't have, buddy.
Well, it wouldn't be a month of the year if you didn't do that, buddy. So, well, is it this month?
Might have bought the rest of a PC today.
I mean, that if you hadn't done it this month, it would have been the next. So you might as well.
That's what I thought. That was my thinking exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Just I'm gonna buy it.
Once you bought the RAM, it was all over. It was
all
over.
I know.
We all knew it. So.
Yeah, I bought a new motherboard, some Asus thing that was like 100 and something, and then I bought the AMD 2600 for 100 quid, and I was like, why not buy a new case? That's something you definitely don't need.
No.
But yeah, I bought a new case as well.
There you go.
I was like, fuck it. So there you go. I'll be. I think it's all coming like end of next week sometime. So probably won't have it for next week's podcast. But yeah, fingers crossed it all comes. Hopefully.
Well, I guess next week we'll have a Viking burial for your old computer, aka finish off the podcast, bounce it to the cloud, and then set fire to your PC.
Yeah, I might not do that, but yeah, I like what you're thinking.
Okay,
yeah.
Well, it was just an idea.
Yeah, I might use it somewhere else in the house. I don't know, maybe some kind of server or something. Who knows? We'll get to that anyway. I'm sure I'll do something fucking stupid and pointless with it, like I always do. Oh, sorry about that, buddy. I've rambled on for at least longer than I should have.
It's fine. You've got like a knack for it. If you're good at something, then you need to fucking embrace it. That's what I say.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't really talk for the rest of the podcast, so that's me done.
Just get it all out early. Quick spurt and he's done.
Get it done. Yeah, Gibbons, buddy.
Yeah.
That's the way it's done.
That's how it's done.
Yeah. First one to come finishes, or whatever it is. I mean, to the end. Yeah. The bell end, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
Anyway, buddy, so that's my week. There's probably other stuff that I've done. But I won't bore you with any more of my pointless shit. So what have you been doing, buddy? Yeah, you get that down, you son.
Yeah, that was nice. I enjoyed that more than another.
Yeah, nice, buddy.
Let's do that now, eh? What are you drinking?
Sorry, I've been talking for like 10 minutes. I needed to drink it.
That's fine.
This week, buddy, I'm treated to some Camden Hells, which is...
I do like a Hells.
Oh, it's bloody lovely, yeah. Obviously, like, the parents came up at the weekend. He was like, oh, we should get some beers. I'm like, we should get these beers. It was like 8 for £9. He was like, yeah, all right, let's buy whatever it is. 2 times 8, 16. There you go. So, he had a couple. Didn't really fancy it. I'm like, nah, shame, mate. More for me.
Sweet as the punch.
Gibbons, buddy.
Very nice.
What about you? What are you on?
I'm on the Whitstable Bay this evening, buddy.
From a can?
From a can. Yeah,
wow.
Check it out.
I love it.
500 ml Whitstable Bay cans.
Where that
Not
from?
To be confused with Bacon's. Sainsbury's.
Sainsbury's, nice, buddy.
Yeah. And
I do love a
Funk, aka Master Brewer, always says that a beer is better from a can than a bottle. So here we are.
He does say that, and unfortunately, my dad differs from that. But that's his choice.
Yeah.
And that's why I have bottles, not cans. Yeah, Gibbons, buddy. So yeah, go on. Apart from drinking Whitstable Bay, which is bloody lovely, what have you been doing this week?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I haven't done a great deal, but I have a few things to say. Firstly, I very much enjoyed a game night where I didn't have to get up for a wedding at the crack of dawn the next day. That was nice.
Winner.
Very, very good. Yeah, special times. I went for a barbecue on Saturday with the missus' fam. We were headed off down out into the countryside, wrapping our beards around a mushroom, having dinner with a very old lady, the missus' mum. And yeah, it was it was the
Well put.
missus' mum's birthday. We had a barbecue. And yeah, a fun time was had by all. I was playing with some chickens, very friendly
Nice.
chickens.
Yeah. Did you think,
So,
I'm going to eat you one
no,
day?
they,
No?
they lay a couple of eggs a day, and we made off with about 12 of them. So we're pretty pleased with that. They're very tasty, and yeah, that was pretty special. But yeah, no, I had a great time. Just chilled out, family day, and then it kind of rained a little bit, so popped in, watched the Jungle Book, buddy, the original, and
Original Junk Book winner
it's a fucking movie. So
with
yeah, that was great.
Mowgli's.
Little Mowgli, there he is,
Yeah.
and Car, aka Winnie the Pooh. So
Yeah, and Gareth Southgate.
Gareth Southgate, the vulture.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that was cool. Sunday, I did what any fucking person in the world should have done,
Yeah.
which was set up 3 screens for a selection of sporting events.
Good shout.
We will talk about that a little bit later.
3
on,
is the
Cosmic
magic
Dad
number.
got involved.
He did
So,
in the
we'll
Discord.
head into Street Beat for a little bit of a discussion about one of the greatest sporting Sundays I've ever witnessed.
Maybe the greatest.
Possibly. It could well be. What a fucking time to be alive. What else? I don't know if you noticed, buddy, but it was Prime Day this week.
I did. I was keeping my eye out for computer components, to be honest.
Yeah. Well,
surprise, surprise.
You were in the market, so so fair enough. I bought a vacuum cleaner.
Nice.
Because we needed a vacuum cleaner, and the one that we've got, it doesn't really, unfortunately, whilst looking quite nice, doesn't actually pick anything up off of the floor. So we thought we'd get one
handy.
Yeah. So I've got a Shark vacuum cleaner.
It's got a Shark.
They're
hell.
quite a reputable brand, I understand.
Oh yeah.
I knew fuck all about vacuum cleaners until 2 days ago, and then I was like, "What's all this about?"
Give me the stats.
It's
what RPM is this bad boy?
I was a little bit late getting on tonight, buddy, because I have vacuumed the entire flat. I've had a lovely time doing it.
He's loved it.
Allow me to talk you through some of the features of the Shark. It's got it's an upright, but there's a quick release button, and the whole thing just comes off of the base platform, and then you've just got it like a carry little one. It's got the wand attachment, so you can just push another button, just pops out. You got the wand. You can just wand about. Oh, I do the fucking alcove. Maybe I will. There's attachments. They're pretty good as well. The suction's excellent. You got a suction velocity slider on there, buddy. So you can just sort of, maybe this needs a little bit more. Maybe this is a bit shorter. It's pretty special. I'm getting to the good stuff. I mean, so far it's kind of par for the course. The suction is excellent. I've tested it in a variety of different ways. And then it's got its own inbuilt thermostat, buddy, and a little green light. And as it gets warmer, it starts going sort of orange, and then
nice.
Eventually it goes red and switches off the base unit, and it means to say, I'm overheating now because you've been using this for too long.
Yeah.
But even in that, you can still pop the old wand out, buddy, and fucking vacuum away.
There you go.
Pretty special.
So is this like a new hobby for you, a new interest or something that you're going to get into a bit more?
I'm looking forward to the flat being cleaner than it ever has been before, because it's no longer a complete ball ache to clean it. So that's nice.
Well, there you go.
I did save the best till last, buddy.
What?
It's got headlights.
So it's like a racing car. That's why you really bought it, isn't it?
Headlights on the front,
right?
For presumably night vacuuming.
Yeah, like Bahrain.
You can really see that. Is that dirt still there? You can really see it.
Do some night vacuuming I guess.
No, it's pretty special, I have to say.
What's the swivel like? The turning circle and stuff.
Excellent,
Yeah,
excellent.
superb. Yeah.
It's got a little ball.
Has it got any
attachment.
understeer?
No, it's pretty solid. It holds its line quite nicely through the corners. You can get right into the old skirting boards there, buddy. And
what's it like off the line?
It's got an inbuilt motor in it, buddy, so it helps you a lot.
Of course it does. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you sort of let go, it actually creeps forwards on its own as if it's kind of in gear.
Because it's fucking it's keen.
It's just taking the fucking the burden off your hands a little bit.
Beautiful, nice.
And it's very easy to empty as well, buddy. A single button emptying, and I didn't realise quite how dirty the place was, but it fucking was.
Bit of a shithole then, yeah.
Yeah, I had help with. I was using the headlights to work out exactly how dirty it was, and it turns out it was pretty dirty. And I did a lap with the headlights on to finish, just to.
Was it a quick lap or was it a rolling start?
It was just a sort of like a time trial lap, just to sort of go around, just a
set a pace, pace car.
Sure all the bits and pieces, because
I
mean, last night I was an absolute pig dog, buddy. I was doing my dinner. I was like, I'm just going to chuck all this on the fucking floor. Gives me more fun tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. True.
And I certainly did have me a lot of fun.
Nice. So, do you reckon you can beat your lap time? As time goes on.
I do, because the flat will never be as dirty as it was today.
Well, that's
again.
true. Yeah. More grip, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, it's pretty grippy. Yeah. Holy hell. It's it's a work of art anyway. Highly recommended, and very pleased with it.
Nice. I'm glad that we managed to turn that into like an F1 reference to make it more fun.
Yes.
It was good.
It was fun already though.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Vacuuming everyone. And then finally, buddy, I don't know if you are a regular watcher of Mark Commode's YouTube channel. I'm sure everyone is. He's a famous film critic. Appears on 5 Live quite a lot. I like his YouTube channel. He reviews films. I tend to agree with him. And he this week reviewed the Matrix trilogy, which was confusing because
that's a bit old.
Some time ago. However, it's the 20th anniversary of the Matrix. Let that sink in. By the fucking way,
I feel young.
I remember going to see that film when I was 14.
Really?
Yeah.
Were we 14 when that came out?
Yes, that was 99.
When was Matrix 2 then? That was,
I don't know,
3 years later?
02, 03, something like that. That was Reloaded was shite, so was Revolutions. But the first film it was and still remains a fucking masterpiece. Anyway, they've done a sort of 4K remaster of all of them. They're launching a trilogy out on Blu-ray, but for this sort of Matrix-esque celebration, they're having a limited run in theaters. So
nice.
The Matrix, the 4K remaster of the Matrix 20th anniversary edition is showing like nationwide tomorrow evening, and I'm fucking going along with friend of the podcast Paul, buddy, off to see the Matrix.
Just the original, and then you're going to leave the other two. Yeah, don't see the other two, mate. Just that'd be fucking mint.
I'm so excited to see a film that I've probably seen like 10 times, but that's going to be sweet as the punch. I'm so excited.
I feel like you're 20 years younger.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be a beautiful thing. It really.
Well, the problem with being 14 is drinking is pretty hard. It's doable, but it's not as easy as it is now. Yeah, it is. Where now you can go and just get really shit faced and not even fucking worry about it.
We can see how deep the rabbit hole goes. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
Depends on what pill you take, buddy. I guess.
Certainly does. That's going to be fucking awesome. Looking forward to that tomorrow night. Anyway,
Gibbons.
I am done. So there we go.
Job done.
I don't want to do any more podcasts. I'm finished for the week.
I'm really hot. We need to blitz through the rest of it.
I'll leave it to you.
To be honest. Okay, cool.
Let's go and talk about what we've been playing, buddy.
Yay.
So video game podcast and vacuum cleaners reviews.
Yeah.
as well.
Nicely
But,
done. Window
do you
fitting.
want to kick things
stuff.
off, buddy? What have you been playing this week?
I've obviously been dipping back into Borderlands 2, really close to the end of that now, and yeah, enjoying it still. That's about that. But yeah, like I said earlier, I've been loving a bit of Game Pass this week on the PlayStation, on the fucking PC. Mainly because when I moved into the office, my PlayStation was downstairs and I couldn't be asked to go and get it. So I was like, well, I'll just play some PC games then. So, firstly, I downloaded Thimbleweed Park, the point-and-click adventure. It runs really well on my PC, my soon-to-be old PC.
I'd imagine so.
Yeah, no problems on that. Looks glorious in 4K. All pixelated and lovely. Yeah, I don't know. I chucked an hour or so into this game. It's really funny from what I've taken note of. It likes to poke fun at the genre. It references back to Super Monkey Island and stuff like that, saying like this is where games changed, where people weren't enjoying them because there could be an end to it, but they actually just want to get through the story, kind of thing. They don't want to feel like they could do the wrong thing. Let's put it that way. So that was quite cool, and yeah, it just makes fun at itself for being stupid. Like there's a corpse there, and one of the things they say is, "Oh no, we need to take a picture of him before he comes too pixelated." And I was like, "Oh, good one," because it's pixels and stuff. So yeah, it's a funny game. It's probably something I'll go back to. But the next night,
I said that about.
Did you? Yeah, and you didn't.
No.
Yeah, that might
Maybe
be the
we'll...
case. You never know. I do like a good point and click, and yeah, it is funny. But the game that I've played the most this week, don't really know why. I was just perusing and stumbled across it and was like, "Oh, what's this?" And that is Orwell, Keep an Eye on You, or Orwell : Keeping an Eye on You. This is a text adventure kind of a thing.
Okay.
I've had previous with this,
with
the old text adventures. I don't know why. I like text adventures. I don't really like them because I don't like reading. I'm really bad at it, or it takes me forever either way. But yeah, I got hooked on this game. It's you are a foreign national or a foreigner from the nation, which is where everything is kicking off, and you are a IT whiz kid or whatever, and you're employed to find data chunks on the internet or through social media and stuff like that. So, and you use a piece of software called Orwell. So it starts off. There is a there's some CCTV footage of a bombing in a big plaza or something. Obviously, like it doesn't look real or anything. They're all like pixelated faces or whatever. It's, I don't know, think like Super Hot in a way for graphic style for the video, and that's literally the only video. After that it's just text. So this bomb goes off and you've got to fucking try and source out who's behind it and stuff like that. So first of all, I'm like, okay, yeah, that sounds pretty interesting. Like let's see where this goes. Like I mainly wanted to see what like the main mechanics were for investigating data chunks. Is it a case of like her story where you have to go through all kinds of different video footage and loads of fucking stuff to try and get anything out of it? That isn't the case in this game. It's very straightforward. You have a supervisor. He's a bit of a douche, and he just steers you in this one-way direction kind of thing. Stuff pops up on your screen. You scroll through it. You can read all of it, or you can just skip down to the highlighted bit where it's like, this is a data chunk. You're like, oh, okay, right. Click on that. And it's down to you to decide whether this is relative or absolute bollocks. Like saying, my favourite colour or this person's favourite colour is red. Does that need to be in there? Yes or no? No, it doesn't, because it's nonsense, puppy pants kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, you start off just going through web-based stuff. He's guiding you along, and then suddenly it's like, oh, there's a conflict in this website to that website, and I'm like, well, I need to find out which is real then. And the game at that stage, the game you can't really progress. It's like you have to make a decision. So it's a case of if you've read something about it, possibly that could be there. But I'd say 9 out of 10 times, I couldn't find where the evidence should be to decide. So I'd just be like, oh, it's this one. From looking at all this, I deem this to be the right answer. And I'm thinking, whilst I'm doing that, I'm like, that is the worst kind of police work because there's no fact to it. But there's no other way of me finding out, what is the truth. It's just a case of, this is my opinion of what it is.
So is it just proving a point there that things that aren't cut and dry, it's just like guesswork?
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't feel great when I did it, and then as soon as I did it, like the fucking assistant's like, "Oh right, we need to get onto this immediately. This is incredible information. Like it's a turning point in the game." And so I went. One of the ones I picked. It was like, "Oh, where's the next place that's going to be hit or something like that? Where's the next bombing going to happen?" I'm going through all these things. One person saying it's in the mall, and the other one says, "Oh, it's a government building." And looking for all the fucking evidence that I'm getting, like they're very anti-government. So I'm like, well, it's going to be a government building because they hate the government. Why would they go to a mall and blow up just civilians? They'd blow up a big old government building or something. And then obviously cutscene. Oh no, the mall's been hit. I'm like, so I wonder if it is just a case of whichever one I picked, it was going to be the other just to progress the story kind of thing.
Yeah, maybe.
I would say I'll go for it again, but I can't be asked. Yeah, it was bits like that, which just kind of annoyed me. But what kept me there was like the whole need to find out what the story was or who actually did it. Like the whole fucking Cluedo, who fucking done it kind of scenario. Like I wanted to know, which is a good hook. It reminded me of that fucking Lost Phone game that I played on Android, where you have to find out whose phone it is and things like that. And
oh yeah, where it keeps like messaging you and shit.
That
was, pretty interesting.
I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, that was kind of cool. But once again, I just wanted to know whose fucking phone is this. I wanted to know. So as it progresses, days go by, shit happens. And then at the end of it all just goes fucking tits up because you've been investigating some hacker. He hacks into the fucking software and then the ending is just bollocks, really. And I was like, oh, I actually wanted to find out the person who done it. But it's a whole thing of, people, like the government are spying on us and I've done this to show you that, you can't prove who it is by analysing data and whatever, and I got them to look at all of you people. I was like, oh, fuck off.
Any sort of mystery game like that, the ending is always shite. Like almost always.
I just wanted to fucking solve it. I just wanted to be like, look, this is fucking, this is it. This is the person. And then obviously it was the person that I least expected because they were the ones pulling the strings saying, oh, yeah, I made you do this. And, fuck off. Like, very disappointing ending. But it was really enjoyable in a way getting to that ending, but it was just fucking bullshit. Then it obviously, at the end, it gave me the option to side with us and fuck the government or, turn us in. I'm like, well, you guys are killing people. I'm going to turn you in. There you go. Cunts. Like, absolute retards. Anyway, that's Orwell, keeping an eye on you.
It sounds interesting.
Yeah, no, it was. And like I said, it's one of those games that I just started playing. I was like, I just want to know what happens. I want to solve the case kind of thing. I was like, yeah it's kind of cool. I mean, like if they did another one. Yeah, exactly like Columbo, buddy. Or Sharky and George. One of the two.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Ugh. Crime Busters of the Sea. You know what it is. So yeah, that was the main game that I've been playing, and yeah, I'm gonna. I don't know. I think that's the beauty about Game Pass is like I can just browse through and be like, oh yeah, I'll try that.
That's the whole point of it, Gibbons.
Yeah, it's cool. So there you go, buddy. There's a few games I've been playing this week.
Well, thanks very much for that, buddy. Very interesting indeed.
Oh, indeed, buddy. So I can see you played some games as well this week.
Well, as I just dribble Whitstable Bay down my fucking face for some reason, like a child, allow me to tell you exactly what I'm going to be talking about as I give you a sort of, contents page of the what I've been playing section, buddy. We've got
Nice.
some Crash Team Racing. That's right. I finally relented. The missus has been rabbiting on about it for some time. Had
Well
to
done.
take the plunge eventually. I've been playing some Void Bastards. Talk
Oh,
of the
Void
town at this
Bastards.
point. Lots of people were interested in that. I can talk about that. Silence, the Whispering World is something that I've been playing. And then Perfect Dark, as in Perfect Dark, because the Rare Replay collection was added to Game Pass. You can download all of that shit. So I've got all the Banjo-Kazooies. I've got that. What's that garden thing? Viva
Viva
Pinata.
Pinata. Yeah, I loved that
all of
game back in the
those.
day. I played that for way too many hours.
Yeah. Oh, I intend to as well. So I've downloaded all of those, like 25 odd games or something. I've been working my way through a few of those.
Nice. I
But
can't see
yeah,
it on PC, unfortunately. It's not there.
no,
Sad face.
it'll all kind of get there in the end with
It'll get there in the end.
the streaming bullshit. But
Oh, yeah, true.
For now, it's kind of segregated still, unfortunately. So what do you want to hear about first, buddy? Take your pick.
Let's go. Silence, the Whispering World.
Okie doke. This is some sort of story game. It's quite a nice art style. It's kind of cartoony with big eyes, kind of not anime, but like a sort of European kind of version of that sort of anime style.
Nice.
It is very weird. I presume that there were previous games, because otherwise this would be very odd indeed, because it seems to just sort of pick up from a specific part of a story. But anyway, it's weird gameplay. It reminds me of, it's kind of a cross between like a sort of Secret of Monkey Island and like, did you ever play those Dizzy games, like Dizzy's
Yeah, Dizzy Egg.
Adventures?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that, and that's really, really weird in this day and age. But that's kind of what's going on here. So you can tell him to move around. Sometimes you can move him, sometimes you can't. But he is going on about this fairy tale about a sort of mystical land, and then you kind of end up in that mystical land. It's very hard to explain what this game is, and I'm just starting to come to terms with that at this point.
That'll do.
Basically, it's a completely linear storybook adventure featuring like a fantasy world. And at the start of the game, there's like the bombs dropping on a city, and you sort of race into a bunker. And shortly afterwards, the whole sort of world explodes, and you appear in it's like an Alice in Wonderland sort of world of weirdness. At which point, it becomes a puzzle adventure where you've got, for example, you need to get an object to the side of a cliff face so you can get up it. But there's a bird over there looking after its eggs, and it attacks you every time you try and do anything. So you need to get your little pet snake
Trouser Snake.
chase the bird away. But
Right.
every time you send the snake in that direction, there's a lizard that pops out of the ground.
Oh, no.
So you have to bait a hole on another screen, which
That
sends the
sounds
lizard
very
away.
point and clicky, as in like full
it's-
throttle and stuff like
exactly.
that. And
It's kind of channeling that. It's a sort of on a grander scale. What lets it down somewhat is the script is kind of cringy, and the voice acting is a little bit off as well.
Nice.
And when that's all you've got to listen to, that's a bit of a problem. So I played it for an hour and a half, and I don't believe I will be firing it up again. But
he's had enough.
just it's all right, but it's not especially compelling, and the story needs to be so strong for that to work. You look back at Monkey Island as a perfect example. The story was brilliant. The voices were really funny, and the script was really funny as well. And when all you're doing is clicking on maybe 5 or 6 interactable objects on a screen, then that other
it
shit
needs to
be
draw
on
you
point.
in. Yeah, I think that's what Thimbleweed Park was doing pretty well in my time that I played it. It was engaging me in the humour. I think it was just the idea of the scope of the game. I was just like, oh shit, I have no idea where I'm meant to be going and how much this is going to take to do. Was just a bit off-putting. It's just a case of being in that mindset at the time to play those games.
I think so. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not saying that this is a bad game by any stretch, and it's certainly nice to see games like this popping up in this day and age. But at the same time, I just don't think it does. It doesn't do any facet.
Anything. It doesn't do anything.
But it's 7 out of 10 in every department, and that's just not really enough to keep me hooked. So
yeah, exactly.
Not my sort of genre in the first place. It needed to be pretty exceptional to hold my attention, and it isn't. So, but it's still pretty cool. Quite like it. It's quite nice. I'd certainly recommend it to people who are more into that sort of game than me.
Gibbons.
Next, Void Bastards. Let's talk about Void Bastards. It is I suppose it's a roguelike, but it's a first-person shooter, and it's cel-shaded art style, like sort of 13, like even more Borderlands. Yes. It's
more Borderlands than Borderlands.
Yeah, much more cel shading than that. Like absolute balls to the wall cel shading on this thing. You are this has got a lot going for it, by the way. Firstly, the gunplay is real good. The animation's excellent. So when you shoot and kill enemies, it's very, very satisfying.
Nice.
There's a whole range of different types of enemies, and it also features the narrator from the Stanley Parable as the narrator, which is funny.
That's always a good thing.
That guy's hilarious. So this game is, you start at one end of the galaxy, you need to get to the other end of the galaxy. You have an oval, sort of a hub world map of derelict spaceships, and you can only jump to one at a time. And the idea is you make your way from spaceship to spaceship, basically pillaging them, killing anything on board, taking its resources, and leveling up your character, leveling up your ship so you can jump further distances to get to a fixed point at the end, and that's the game. During that time, if you die, you are like a convict clone type thing. So it just brings another convict out of like cold storage, and you become that dude. In a sort of classic roguelike Metroidvania kind of way, each new one that's born has some sort of affliction or perk or problem. It's completely like random roll of the dice. So, for example, the first dude that I was an incredibly heavy smoker, which meant that every completely at random, once a minute, my character coughed, alerting any nearby enemies, and that was really funny. That was really funny. So, yeah, as I said, the gunplay is really cool. It starts off with a mission that you can't win, and pops up saying, "Don't worry, like the game expected you to die." It's very, very on the nose in terms of the sort of fourth wall breaking stuff, and it does a fine job of that. Is really funny and very, very nicely stylized to the point where it's reminiscent of a proper old school comic book, like a really old school.
Looking at the images and watching some videos, it looks like Futurama to me.
It's certainly got that color palette.
Yeah, exactly, which is really, really nice. And I'm installing it right meow, buddy.
I really like it. It's not my sort of game. The idea of just going in, like there's not really a proper story to it. So it's more like a random level. You go into it. You've got a ship schematic. You've got your own sort of overworld map, and then each ship map. So you can kind of see it top down at all times. You've also got an oxygen meter, but then each ship may have like an oxygen wing to it where you can top that up. So, it's kind of get in, get out, or do you go for like better loot? There's levels to each enemy, and they've got proper like the numbers spurting out of them and bars, so you can kind of get a taste of different kind of levels and difficulties of enemies. I got my ass handed to me very early doors, and then started to learn exactly what I should be doing. The levels are very cleverly built, and there's an animation. So the faster you move, obviously, the louder you are. But with this being comic book stylized, it actually does little sort of sound noise marks as you. So if you run, then you can see them on the screen going like bop, 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 like that as you're moving. It actually animates the sound, so you can see how fast. And you've got crouch, and you can stealth around people and stuff if you can stay out of line of sight. Some really interesting enemies. There's some weirdly named ones. For example, there's the tourist, which seems to just be this little blob dude with a hat, and if he spots you, he just explodes.
Nice.
But you can shoot him and make him explode, and if you can get lots of enemies to come towards you when you're near him, then you can basically chain explode everything. It's very, very cool. The issue I have with it is it's just completely one note in what it's doing. It's doing brilliantly, but that is all it's doing, and I do wonder whether that's compelling enough for a whole game. But I've played it for a couple of hours and I'm not bored yet, so
that's a good sign.
It's a very, very cool game. A lot of people could get quite obsessed with it. It's got a collectible thing going on, the level up sort of thing.
No.
It's an old school video game, you know.
Yeah.
It's not about the ending. It's about the journey, and that's Void Bastards. It's cool, and it's on Game Pass. So if you've got Xbox, then boom.
Or a PC.
Or PC. It's on the PC Game Pass as well. So yeah,
it is there.
It's a cool game. There you go. That's Void Bastards, and that's me playing a new video game, which doesn't happen especially often at this point. But
good news.
Yep.
Football Manager 2019's installed now. Happy days.
Oh, very nice. You can get stuck into that.
Maybe. I'm worried though. If I do, it will sap the life out of me.
It does remind me very quickly. I'm often going on about video game YouTube channels, like documentary ones. Chris Bratt, formerly a video gamer, has a relatively new YouTube channel called People Make Games.
Okay,
it's got lots of like 15-minute little documentaries about stuff. And he did one the other day about Football Manager. I won't sort of spoil it, but essentially there was a dude who was a goalkeeper at like Barnet or something. And one of the way that Football Manager works is there's like, maybe 100 people who are part of the staff who do all of the research, but then there's maybe sort of 9,000 volunteers worldwide who like are responsible for specific clubs and going each year and looking into their youth setups to kind of get all the statistics compiled. Anyway, it's the story of how this Barnet keeper had like really obscure heritage, which the country of his origin didn't know about. And through Football Manager, he ended up being their international goalkeeper.
Really?
So yeah, it's worth a watch. People Make Games. It's very, very cool. So worth a look.
Cool.
Gibbons. So Perfect Dark. I haven't got much to say about Perfect Dark, obviously. I mean, Perfect Dark, funnily enough, has a lot in common with Void Bastards. So
okay.
Maybe it's very much ahead of its time because it's got a hub world. Perfect Dark. Which
it has. Yeah.
I didn't expect that. But this is just a really old shooter, but it's quite fun. I quite like it. But
it's no bad.
Here's a mission, go and do it. It looks like GoldenEye, but plays like a game 10 years younger than that. It's fine. It's Perfect Dark. It's part of the Rare Replay collection.
Is what it is. I believe that was the game that you had to get the expansion memory for the N64 back in the day.
You're absolutely right. Yeah,
there you go.
It didn't run on the base system.
Yeah.
And those games
red
were like
fucking top
on
thing.
Their own.
Yeah, I know. Fucking mental, innit? Anyway,
it's insane.
Yeah. And we complain about game prices these days.
Yeah, you can't really, can you?
That's because we were young. It wasn't our money that we were spending, really, was it?
No, I suppose not.
No. Just wanted
was just
it.
Christmas and birthday presents.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
hey ho.
No, fair point.
Good
So yeah,
times.
that's Perfect Dark. That was good.
Yeah.
I like it. It's fine. I'll never play it again.
No.
And finally,
Here we go.
Crash Team Racing,
He
buddy.
loves racing.
It's a karting game, isn't it?
Yeah. Right. So it has to be compared to Mario Kart in every way, shape, or form. What else? I guess F1 Race Stars. That's
Sonic
about it, really.
and All-Star Racers transformed.
That doesn't count.
I haven't played a Mario Kart since Double Dash on the GameCube, so that's the first thing to say.
Right.
I very much enjoyed that game, by the way. It's widely considered the worst of the modern Mario Karts. So make of that what you will.
Too much of a simulation, buddy. That's all.
Yeah, it's just too simmy.
Yeah.
F1 Race Stars, I obviously really enjoyed that game. Had massive, massive problems with it. The biggest one being if you took a hit of any kind, your car was crippled to like 60% speed until you got to a pit lane, which kind of ruined all of the fun.
That's always good.
Crash Team Racing is an excellent karting game.
Oh, hello.
It is an excellent karting game. It's incredibly fun. It has a brilliant art style. This is a stonking remaster. It looks fucking gorgeous. I'm playing on the base console as well.
Yeah,
but it looks glorious. This game. The levels are beautifully designed. I only played the demo of the original game, but my missus, this is her favorite game of all time, Crash Team Racing. She loves it, and I can see why, because it's got such nuance to it. The controls, the way that you boost. It's really clever. It looks like F1 Race Stars actually ripped off its boost mechanic, but still did it worse like 10 years later. So that's impressive. But this game has an awesome boost mechanic where you kind of have to hold down. Firstly, you've got a boost off of all jumps. So if you thump down one of the bumpers as you take off on a jump, then when you land, you will do a boost.
I think that's the same in latest Mario as well.
Yeah, the boost.
I will continue to do that as well.
The handbrake.
Okay.
So you can land from a jump with the handbrake held down and immediately transfer into a power slide.
Nice.
And then you can use the other bumper to the one that you're holding to rev up a triple boost as you slide around the corner.
Okay.
That involves a bar charging up. So you can either look at the bar charging up and try and get it in the sweet spot, and that bar has 3 different levels of boost in it, including a good, a great, and a perfect.
Yeah.
So you're essentially in a position where you're just taking a single jump at a bend. You can hold the bumper down off the jump, boost as you land into a power slide, and then triple boost, 3 different levels of boost for each one of those. And then as you come out of that third boost, that's you handbraking again for another power slide if you want. So if you're going around an S-bend or something, then you can go into a further boost here. And essentially, the whole thing becomes like Tony Hawk's because
stringing it together,
you're chaining boosts together, and it's so important to do that because the rubber banding is not as significant as you think, but the AI is fucking rock hard.
Relentless. Yeah. Okay.
And in the career mode, at least, which isn't the meat and drink of the thing at all, but obviously it's something that everyone who buys the game is probably going to play through while they're just getting good at it, especially when you release a game with multiplayer that doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's really tough. It's really tough. You've still got the problems that come with a karting game in that no matter how good you are at it, that is completely negated by a sort of 50% skill, 50% chance. There's nothing more frustrating for someone who's spent the last year and a half getting good at assistless fucking manual gear Formula One racing to be in the lead having taken perfect lines for 3 laps only to be hit by some sort of lightning bolt that causes me to finish in 7th.
Is that the blue shell? The lightning bolt?
Yeah, I mean, there's some interesting weapons. You've got like a clock one that puts everyone into slow motion except you.
Nice.
That's kind of the equivalent of the rain, I suppose, in like Mario Kart.
I'd say the lightning bolt.
Yeah, the lightning bolt. It's the rain in F1 Race Stars. These games are all the same. But it, regardless of my frustrations with it, and I was getting really angry, and the missus was getting quite angry with me for being such a whiny little bitch. This is a fucking cool game. I really like it. It's got all manner of modes. It's got like 7 different game modes, including like a battle mode, a team mode, like
That's
all
cool.
sorts of stuff in there. A real horde of different features and levels. Unfortunately,
is that all accessible online? Do you know all those game modes?
I haven't tried it online yet. I suggest
we'll try that afterwards. Yeah.
But there is an incredibly frustrating amount of in-game store microtransaction bullshit in this game that's been just sort of plied with it.
Oh, we got to follow. Cheers, big 2017 fan there, buddy.
Cheers, buddy. So yeah, it's got a lot of that, including a really sort of unfunny introduction to the game where it explains and encourages sort of the sort of multi-currency thing.
Was it Nitro shit or whatever?
Yeah, this is an Activision Blizzard game. That company is a bunch of cunts.
That's what they do best, buddy.
They, like all of the other major games publishers, are systematically destroying the games industry from the inside. And there'll come a point when it's not worth buying any high-budget games published by any of those companies. We're well on the way to that.
We'll see.
And they're taking a beloved game here, and it's got an online component so you can monetize it, and that's what they've done. It's exactly what you'd expect. But
and they're going to have seasons and whatnot and everything in there as well, aren't they?
There's more than enough here without that bullshit.
I was going to say, you've got the basis of a karting game there. I mean, what more do you really need?
Launched at £35, money well spent, in my opinion.
Nice.
Really like this, and could be an excellent game night game if the online does work properly.
Yeah, which we'll test out later. I'm looking forward to it. Void Bastards is installed. Good news.
Fucking beautiful, buddy. That's going to be fun.
Got some games to play this week.
Gibbons, we should probably get through this and move on.
Yeah, I know. Go on
then. We've both been playing F1 2019. We talked about it last week, so there's pretty no point this week except to say we've kind of installed Monday Night Wheeltown as a sort of extra game.
It's another night of Wheeltown. Sober Wheeltown this time. It feels weird. I'm a lot more on edge.
Yeah, I did a time trial around Silverstone last night.
And
I did 5 laps with automatic gears and 5 laps with manual gears.
Yep.
And I was 1/10 faster in auto, suggesting that
fucking hell. Actually, so you get in there.
Yeah, and I was talking to Funk about this, and I think that a lot of it's to do with the amount that you're doing. You just presume that you're slower. And perhaps that isn't the case, because from what I could tell,
it's the whole thing of like you go slow to go fast and whatever, and it definitely feels like that way, especially being sober and playing this game. I felt like I was going so much slower into corners, but my speed was still there. It was weird, and I just had more control over it. I wasn't just trying to fucking thumb it in every corner kind of thing. It felt a lot better anyway.
Yeah, and this game rewards that more than the last one did. The last one let you get away with stuff a little bit more.
It really did. Like
this one
compared to this game, yeah.
Givens. One thing I will say, having played with manual gears since the game launched, and I did look on the there's a sort of career stats progression thing on there. I've now played 10 hours of F1 2019.
Nicely done. Well played.
I played 9 3/4 hours of that in manual gears. Switching to auto, that felt stupid.
Really? Going backwards.
It felt as dumb as when we switched to no assists.
Well, it will do, like, because it takes you out of the realism or what you're getting used to. And you're like, well, if I can do this, why don't I just do it? You know,
exactly.
It's not a case of no. It's going to make the game worse. But like you said, you're only a tenth of a second slower using manual gears right now, and that's only going to improve.
I would have got there, but what I was finding was I was often slower on the big long straights, where I obviously wasn't shifting at like the optimal time versus the AI. But through the sweeping bends, like Maggots and Beckett's, I was fucking way faster.
Yeah, I bet, because you can pick the proper
past
gear.
my own ghosts.
Yeah.
In Beckett's because I dropped to 5th through that.
Yeah, so you can get that extra power. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I lost that time again on the straight where the AI was just shifting a bit better. But that'll come.
Right on the spot. Yeah, exactly. That'll come. Nice. Yeah, F1 2019 is an incredible racing game.
It's a masterpiece. It's an absolute masterpiece.
Yeah. And if anyone wants to compare it to Forza 4 or Forza Horizon 4, then I don't know why you would, because they're two completely different games.
They're two games that I really like, but they're pretty different from one another.
A little bit different.
Completely different. One thing I did do this week, buddy, I got a Drive Hub on the go. I was playing some Dirt 4 on the wheel.
Okay, yeah.
And I really enjoyed that. I think at the weekend I'm going to go pick up Forza 7 from CEX.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
It's backwards compatible, and I can pick it up for like 12 quid or something.
Nice.
So yeah, probably do a bit of Forza next week, and I'll have something that's
crazy. See, you could compare it to Forza 7 because it's a simulation. That racing game's a simulation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty important that you're comparing like for like rather than an arcade game with a simulation.
Now,
open wheel racing.
Compared to Crash Bandicoot Team Racing or whatever it is, if we wanted to compare that to F1, would that be a good idea?
That would be a similar thing to do as comparing it with Forza Horizon 4.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Just clearing that up. Okay.
No worries. And that's all we've been playing this week, buddy. So we should
that's a lot.
Gibbons. And now it's time for the news.
Da news. Fucking news.
Number one.
Number one.
Not very much news this week, but here we go. Firstly, Call of Duty Modern Warfare footage released. Looks shit.
Nice. Well played. I haven't watched it. I'll put it on right now.
It looks like...
in what way does it look shit?
Well, firstly, graphically it looks shit.
That doesn't help matters.
It's certainly more tactical.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to watch the reveal because they just used YouTube taste make cunts, and they're fucking just the worst people on earth. So it's very difficult to.
What am I? I've got a Twitch stream up here.
Yeah, that's how they revealed it. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Douchebags.
Kids love that stuff.
It just doesn't look any better than the Modern Warfare remastered to me. Like,
lighting looks nice, I guess.
Yeah. Like the lighting.
But the standard stuff looks nice. A guy killed a guy with a shotgun for a long way away.
I mean, no doubt Modern Warfare is a good route for them to go down because it's the most popular Call of Duty.
Yeah, definitely. It fucking smashed all the sales.
Even the most fervent fan of Call of Duty surely can't get that excited about a Modern Warfare game just, shortly after the release of a Modern Warfare remaster, in which,
that game plays very well and is fine.
It does. Yeah.
There's no issues with it, to be honest. I've had a lot of fun playing that game. Yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. We'll see what happens with when it comes out. There's some interesting news about different game modes. Like, there's meant to be a whole co-op thing to it. It's going to have, a storyline and stuff to it. So that's kind of cool. There's probably going to be some sort of battle royale, but my thoughts on that. It's a pile of wank. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still kind of excited about it. because of the remaster kind of jolted my memory of how awesome that game used to be. But yeah, also fuck off, really.
Yeah,
I think.
I'm just happy with the remaster we already have. Like, I'd
Yeah,
happily just.
I think you're
if I'm
right.
gonna play a shooter, then that's what I'll play. I don't
Yeah.
need anything else.
No, exactly.
I really do sound old at this point, but
Yeah, you do, buddy.
shit the bed.
Things
all the
happen,
better.
you know. Things change.
Oh, I think it's better.
That's because that's
I'm much
what
happier
you like.
doing my gaming now.
Exactly.
I'm not disappointed all the time.
It is not sad.
I already know everything's going to be shit, so I just steer clear and cherry pick the cool stuff. And
There you go.
Very much enjoying it. So there.
Happy days.
Number 2, buddy. Surprise!
Surprise, here we go.
Surprise! Konami inexplicably purchases exclusive rights to the football team Juventus.
Of course they do.
For eFootball PES 2020, they have the exclusive rights to Juventus, and yes, that does mean Juventus isn't in FIFA.
That's
Bearing
kind
in
of a
mind
big deal.
That was the cover star of FIFA 19 originally, for the rape allegations.
Yeah.
Maybe
he was going cheap after that.
Maybe. It may have taken the value off a little bit. But
Maybe.
Juve have signed an exclusivity deal. This means that the team name, the kit badge, the stadium, and all of the sort of sponsorship surrounding Juventus will be exclusive to PES and won't be in FIFA. This is the first time they have ever done this.
Yeah, it's crazy. They've had affiliations with other teams, but never taken a team completely out of FIFA.
I don't know what to make of it, other than obviously suck a huge fat one, EA Sports.
Yeah.
Juventus, for the record, will be known as Piedmont Calcio on FIFA.
Nice.
Piedmont is the region.
Piedmont.
Sure. Piedmont. It's the region Turin is in. Juventus is based in Turin, so this is the county that Turin is in. Calcio just means football, so it's there you go.
I reckon that's going to confuse a lot of people.
I think it's quite funny. It's quite funny where Ultimate Team is concerned. I like the fact that a game that like the cunty football game that tries to sell you a 0.02% chance of getting Ronaldo. Now has an unlicensed Ronaldo. Where I think that's quite funny.
I mean, what I was going to say is we're used to having terrible team names and player names or whatever because we've dealt with PES throughout the years from its birth, pretty much. And now, people that have just played FIFA, I'm guessing, forever, are gonna have to deal with that, and I think it's actually going to confuse a lot of people. They're going to be like, "Where's Ronaldo?"
Well, I think you're right, and I think as well,
where's Juventus?
Because of the lack of licenses in.
Who's Piedmont?
Who's Piedmont? because of the lack of licenses and the need to patch the game, PES is kind of geared up for that facility, whereas FIFA certainly isn't.
No,
I'd
it
imagine
isn't.
You'll be able to.
They're not going to let you mod it, or install. Yeah, you'd be able to change the name, but not in the sense where install kits and everything. No, God no.
And bearing in mind, it's a company that's essentially been slowly building every stadium into the game to the point where they've got most championship grounds. To not have Juventus is quite funny. So,
no, Piedmont Stadium.
Anyone who doesn't like football games will be baffled as to why this is of any relevance at all.
That's true.
All I can really say is the stuff that I'm hearing about PES this year suggests that Konami hasn't lost interest yet, at least.
No, they're still chucking cash at it, looks like.
Trying to do something here, and, who can say? It's our only hope. I've vowed not to buy FIFA 20, so I've got nowhere to go. It's PES or nothing for me, unfortunately. But
Can't go back on your word now, buddy. Yeah, exactly.
Gibbons. Even though I do
Yeah.
quite like the look of the five-a-side stuff in FIFA.
Yeah, I
But,
like five-a-side. It's fun.
we'll see. We'll see.
Okay. Well, yeah, things change.
Things change.
Yeah.
People do. Konami, meanwhile, also, they've announced a shit mini console, a la the SNES Mini and the Mega Drive Mini and all that sort of thing. It's a Mini TurboGrafx 16, and it's got quite a nice games lineup, 50 odd, in fact. I'll read some out to you. Here we go. Bomberman 93. There you are. There's one. Moto Racer. Power Golf. R-Type. Space Harrier. Now, these are kind of big hitters in Konami's arsenal. Bomberman 94. Fantasy Zone. I don't know what this is, but I thought I'd read it anyway. Ginga Fukai Densetsu Sapphire. That's on there. So look forward to that. Snatcher.
That's not on my list, the old
Super
Gengar fuck you or
Darius.
whatever.
So there's a selection of different games here. So you've got the English TurboGrafx games, and then you've got the Japanese.
Oh, okay, that's why I'm only looking at the English ones. Okay, yeah, okay. There it is.
All of the games are going to be on the system. So you're going to have the
Ginga
Japanese
Fukai Densetsu Sapphire.
Densetsu
Yeah.
Sapphire. Yeah,
that's nice.
What a game.
Yeah, classic.
So yeah, that's happening.
Ninja Ryu Kenden.
Yep.
It's like Ryu and Ken from Street Fighter in their den. It's their hideout. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. I mean, it was they launched it on Prime Day, which is a weird thing to do, but this is now available. It's 80 quid in the UK. And, haven't seen any sort of in-depth reviews just yet, but we'll let you know.
I don't know who's going to buy this.
I don't know either. Anyone who wanted any of those games would already have ROMs of them. So and it's not like this is going to be doing it natively. It's just going to be an emulator as well. So,
it's going to be shite.
Be released in multiple packs before on various different systems and platforms, and you can all get them on Steam and so on. So
everywhere. Yeah. Did you see that the PlayStation Classic went down to 15 quid on Prime Day?
It's just such a shit selection of games on there.
Yeah, it is.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
Bit of a shame. Anyway, there we are. What else have I got? Here we go. Ubisoft currently working on a way to fix custom levels created in Assassin's Creed Odyssey Story Creator, which are basically designed to farm XP, negating any need for their store full of microtransactions.
Yes.
So they've added this. They've got this sort of pretty robust story creator Ubisoft have made. People have been making levels that allow you to get a lot of XP very quickly, and that stops you from needing to or wanting to spend any money on their online store.
Yeah.
And so they're going to fix that because they don't like it.
No, obviously you can't play the game or fuck the game over in any way, shape, or form. No, can't do that. That's bad.
Yeah.
But when they fuck up a game, it's whoa, hey, it's gonna take some time to fix this, or maybe we just won't. Who knows?
Well,
that's not just Ubisoft in general. That is just game developers.
No, it's just important that a predominantly single-player Assassin's Creed game has a store full of microtransactions in it, because
definitely that's what you want in single-player games, buddy.
Absolutely. A brief note on the microtransaction loot crate sort of. There's rumblings here and there. A couple of BBC articles this week about kids who've pissed away a load of their parents' money.
Classic.
A really good one on the BBC website yesterday, I think it was, of a whole horde of stories from parents whose kids had kind of, who didn't understand that, and lots of people right now essentially asking why a game that has a PEGI 3 rating can contain gambling, which FIFA comes into that category. Quite how a game in which you can basically spend thousands of pounds could possibly be classified suitable for 3 and up. And I said this a long time ago to you, buddy, that all you need to do to negate this issue is to slap an 18 on FIFA.
There you go, job done.
And that's the end, because...
And the thing about that is, kids will still fucking play it.
I don't care. Like, that's
no,
fine.
I know. It's not something that I think. Oh no, you're not 18. You can fuck that. That's retarded. Of course they're gonna play it.
FIFA doesn't work as a game if it's got an 18 certificate. If you if you say to EA Sports, we're going to put an 18 on this because of the gambling mechanics, they will remove them. It is as simple as that. It really is. And that goes for lots of other games as well, and all these mobile games that are PEGI 3, like, and PEGI 7. That are full of, waiting mechanics and, pay 79p to continue. How can you possibly have a rating on a game where there's a currency system that allows you to spend real money? That's insane. That's mad. So
yeah, but like you say, if they whack an 18 certificate on there and the 16-year-old kid spends loads of money, it's like, well, that's not our fault. It's an 18.
Yeah, and I that's why no one is talking about Grand Theft Auto. It's an 18. Gambling is legal if you're 18. So it doesn't matter if it's gambling mechanics or not. It's an 18 certificate piece of software. So whether you like it or not, you can go on a casino website or you can play GTA Online. It's entirely up to you. It's not for kids. That's how they get away with it. That's why no one's talking about Rockstar. And that's fine to me. Like, if that's the way it is, they'll be launching their casino soon. But not in a game that's rated PEGI 3. That doesn't
exactly
work.
And
there's a serious issue with the ratings board if they consider that to be, or they at least need educating, because the people who are rating the games clearly don't know what they're fucking doing. Which I'm sure EA Sports is delighted about, but that needs to change, and it will.
Yes, yeah, I believe.
So anyway, let me get back on track. Just finally from me, I do like to highlight Game Pass games when they're going to be added. And now we're in the lovely position of having PC and Xbox One on the list. So, these are what's been announced for July so far, although I must stress that there's more on the way. On the 17th of July, we've got Night Call on the PC. On the 18th of July, we've got the Banner Saga 3 coming to Xbox One and PC. And Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain on Xbox One. That, by the way, buddies, is a fucking great game. It's a really, really good game, Metal Gear Solid 5.
I think that's the game we're giving away on Steam at the moment, or is it not? I know we've got a key for it anyway.
It's a great game.
Yeah.
Really, really good. I must have played 35 hours of that thing. I'd never played like a Metal Gear Solid game before. It's a weird place to start. And then, 25th of July at the moment, we've got For the King coming to PC, Resident Evil 4 coming to Xbox One, and also Killer Instinct Definitive Edition arriving on Xbox One and PC. I think I'll have a little go at that Killer Instinct. I always quite liked Killer Instinct back in the day.
Yeah, they've always been funny as fuck, to be honest.
So by the time you listen to this...
Box quote.
Funny as fuck, yeah. By the time you listen to this, almost all of that will be out. Just Resi for the King and Killer Instinct still to come this week, buddies. So, there you go. Game Pass in July. More quality content. So that's it from me, buddy. I think it's time to hand over to you for my favourite section, and I'm sure the listeners as well. And that, of course, is Ash's News favourite things of the week.
Cheers, buddy. 2 things this week coming at you. Firstly, Ghost Recon Wildlands, aka Wild Pants, is getting... I feel like it's going to get its final update here. And, they're pushing it pretty hard. I think that they released a video saying, yep, we've done 16 updates from bringing your favourite people in to bringing you multiplayer and stuff like that, which probably should have been in the game from the get-go, but we won't talk about that. But no, this is their final one, bringing a new game mode called Mercenaries in, and this is a PvPvE scenario where it's 8 people fight against themselves and the environment. One person makes it to the end and you win. So it's a play on the Battle Royale mode that we all love, I guess.
Sure.
So there you go. There's some new content for Ghost Recon Wildlands if you're still playing that game. It's been a fan favourite for some of ours, and we've had a lovely time in it as well.
I certainly got my money's worth, and
yeah,
I didn't
exactly.
really. A week into the purchase of that game, I certainly didn't think that would ever be the case. That I would get my money's worth.
Oh, after playing that first stint in it, I was like, well, that was that, wasn't it?
This is hugely disappointing. Yeah, exactly.
Which is a shame.
But Ghost War came along, and we got our fill in that respect. So,
Gibbons. Yeah, and finally, buddy, August's PlayStation Plus games might have already been leaked.
Oh shit! What's going on, buddy? What's occurring?
So, a couple of titles have shown up as free on the PlayStation Store, which could be absolute bollocks, but it could also mean that they could be next month's games. And those games are Star Wars Battlefront 2 and EA Sports UFC 3. 2 games which I don't give a fuck about. So hopefully that is false news, but we shall see. So we don't know if that's going to happen or not. So there you go. You might end up with Star Wars Battlefront 2 and EA Sports UFC 3. I think I'd play that for one go. Maybe
UFC
2. Yeah. Just...
I download it. I mean, I
want a wrestling game.
Years.
Yeah. I've what's with the wrestling games? You know what I'm saying? It's been an ongoing thing that I bring up every now and again. And yeah, I'll get in a bit of man-on-man, one-on-one, octagon action. Why not? It is an octagon, isn't it? I don't know.
Yes, it is an octagon. Yeah.
There you go. Kenneth
I learned
Noisewater.
almost everything I know about UFC from Jon Favreau in Friends.
There you go. That's all you need to know.
That's how clued up I am.
Yeah, he loves it. He tried to make it. So there you go, buddy. That's my news favourite things for this week. Fuck all.
Oh, well, thank you very much, buddy. That was a nice little juicy wee selection. That was your news. Of course, before that was my news. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the news. And now it's time for Out This Week.
That's out this week, motherfuckers.
Yeah, here we are. Fantasy Strike, PS4, Switch, and PC anime fighting game. Fire Emblem 3 Houses on Switch. Fire Emblem game. Kill la Kill dash if.
French, I get it.
PS4 and Switch and PC. It's an anime fighting game. And Wolfenstein Youngblood, buddy.
Oh, that sounds like a treat. How much is that? That's £35, isn't it?
Certainly is. It's also fully co-op, local and online. It's nice. PS4, Xbox One, Stadia, and PC, buddy. And
cool.
Very likely to be something we're going to pick up and play. So,
I might have some top-ups for my PlayStation account right here, right meow.
Gibbons, I think we're going to get in there.
That'll fucking do the job, I think. There you go. Shit, we're going to buy a new game.
Excited.
Again. It's like we can't stop buying things.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
I'm also a little bit worried after your stellar review of Wolfenstein 2, Johnny Colossus is back.
Well, yeah. I think that they'll have addressed those particular issues, but I think the thing that I'm most excited about is that the main team that's been working on this, they brought in a load of people who worked on Dishonored and Dishonored 2 for this game.
And they were very good games.
That is all I needed to know. I
Yeah.
swear those games are hugely underrated, both
Yeah.
of them.
I loved
Fucking
Dishonored 2.
brilliant games.
I never, Dishonored, the original one, I played it on PC for 5 hours, and I think we had it on 360 as well. I played it probably about the same amount of time on that. But Dishonored 2, it came out at a time when I was hungry to play a single player game, and I fucking loved Dishonored 2. Played it all stealthy up until the end, and then I went bananas. It was a rookie mistake. But, these things happen.
It was very easy to get carried away in that particular. Yeah. It's very good. Sweet as the punch. Yeah. So that's out, and that's the only thing really to get excited about, in my opinion.
And this podcast, woo!
So there we are. That is out this week, buddies. And now it's time for Fuckwit Corner.
Has he got any questions this week, buddy?
Yeah, Funk says this. It didn't occur to me that Wreckfest might not be wheel compatible on consoles. That would suck balls big time.
That would suck balls big time. That would
would.
No.
I haven't been able to find any information about that. I also tweeted Bugbear this week and they haven't replied.
Cunts. Do they not know who we are?
Apparently not, buddy. But yeah, I don't really know. I really can't call it.
It's going to be a case of waiting until it comes out and waiting until we find an answer. I don't know. Do you still want that game if you can't play it with a wheel?
No.
No, that's what I'm like. I don't. If I can't use my wheel, then it's just, I don't know. I'd rather play Crash Team Racing.
The answer would be yes if Grid wasn't on the way. But because Grid is on the way, and I know that that's not it's not a
Destruction Derby game.
Derby game. No, but it is an arcadey racer with a lot of power sliding.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a Cody's game, and it will 100% support the wheels. So, I think that's what's skewing it. If that wasn't coming out, I'd probably be quite happy. But to be honest, I just can't imagine playing especially when it might be an arcadey game, but it's got simulation damage. Just feels like such a missed opportunity not driving around with the wheel on that thing.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So, no,
it'd be a hell of a lot of fun.
I don't think I'd want it.
We'll see.
Which would be disappointing. But anyway, I will keep digging. Maybe they'll come back to me at some point. As soon as I know, then everyone else will. I promise you that. So
yeah,
we'll keep an eye out. Funk also says this. Still playing Shadow of War. One day, 23 hours in, and I'm 65% through the game. That is a game, by the way, that I have installed on my little shit heap.
Nice.
Now. It was still downloading earlier in the week. So maybe I'll get to that this week.
And put 48 hours into that bad boy.
Well, perhaps not, but
maybe
certainly,
not.
certainly looking forward to playing it now. Having had Funk sort of rave about it, I'm pretty excited to
That's
give
cool.
that a go. And it's just an amazing example of what it means to take a punt. Sometimes Funk didn't really know very much about that game. Probably the only thing that swayed him in its general direction was the fact that he had just come back from 6 months away, including heading into Hobbiton and embracing that Lord of the Rings sort of thing.
Yeah, true, maybe. Reminiscing.
Other than that, it was kind of a shot in the dark at a heavy discounted rate, and he's got, nigh on 50 fucking hours out of it. So
there you go. That'll do. Happy days.
Gibbons. So thanks very much for that, Funk.
Yep.
Now it's time for JfG Street Beat.
Street Beat.
Wanna know?
Get on the show.
Indeedy. And Cosmic Dad was in the Discord this week, wasn't he, buddy?
He's been on the Discord, yeah.
And he says this. what a ridiculous afternoon of sport. Wimbledon down to a tiebreak at 12-all in the fifth set. Cricket World Cup final is a tie and goes to a super over. I've never even heard of a super over before.
I've heard of a supernova.
There you go.
Yeah,
I chuck
there
in
it
the
is.
old Grand Prix as well. I know that he
Yeah.
was mentioning you guys too. Holy shit, what a Sunday of sport. Absolutely monumental. If you're British, then it was a heck of a day. We had the Grand Prix from Silverstone. It was a pretty good race. Like, it was pretty, considering how fucking awesome Austria was. It had a lot to live up to. And I think
it really did.
It didn't do too bad considering. Like, certainly Verstappen and Leclerc's like little scrap.
Yeah, that was really good. And Vettel being absolute retard. That was a good one.
What on earth has happened to that man?
He just went straight into the back of him, took them both out, and then Leclerc's like, "Yay!"
At what point can you say that he was never that good?
I don't know.
Because when he won all his titles with Red Bull, their car was streaks ahead of everyone else.
Yeah, of course it was.
There was no competition when he won his titles. With that in mind, I'm not saying he's a bad driver, but is it possible that he wasn't actually a brilliant driver? Like, he was just right place, right time.
I don't know.
I'm just saying. I mean, I don't know. That's probably like mega harsh. But if he was a brilliant driver, he certainly doesn't seem to be one anymore. Because you look at last season and this season, I wouldn't give him a drive next year if I was Ferrari. Like, I just wouldn't. He's a liability. And
he's a loose cannon. He is a loose cannon.
Max would have got at least third, probably second. I don't think he would have caught Hamilton, but he certainly would have caught Bottas, definitely. So yeah, bit of a shame, but there we are. But what a fucking great race! And then the tennis on the other side, awesome, fucking awesome. Roger Federer has been like basically the best tennis player on earth for almost most of my life, and that's incredible. Imagine being like world number 1 or 2 or 3 for like such a long time. Like, it's mental, absolutely crazy. And just an amazing final. And then obviously like the one that was most exciting, and you probably wouldn't have picked it to be.
No, not at all, because it's a cricket that it's a sport that is normally not very exciting.
I was explaining to the missus that cricket isn't normally like that, because she started to think that she maybe had stumbled across the greatest sport on the face of the planet. But it's just the most insane.
It's ridiculous. I don't even know what was going on. I'd never seen anything like it, and I'm not one for watching a lot of cricket, but I dabble, and we've played Brian Lara back in the day quite a bit.
Making us experts.
Exactly. We know what the score is.
Yeah.
I mean, we thought about buying Don Bradman like at least once a week.
Considered it, yeah. It's just graphical nightmare, and the old games are the ones that are on offer. So
yeah, unfortunately so.
But
anyway, going back to that actual cricket,
if you're from foreign lands and you don't know much about cricket, or you missed all of this, I'm probably mainly talking to our friends in the US. This was an incredible game in which we bowled first and did pretty well. Sort of bowled them out for a relatively low score, so it's didn't look like too bad a chase. But all the way through the Cricket World Cup, the pitches have been like really hard, especially if you lose the toss, and they really struggled. They toiled England, and they got to the end of the game tied, level on runs with New Zealand, which then sent it into a super over, which is just 1 over each, which is just 6 bowls to try and get as much as you can. Basically, like, fuck it out the park, which is not like cricket at all, but just 6 balls each. And lots of other amazing things happened as well. For example, someone who was probably going to get out, the ball just hitting them, rolling away for 4. They'd also run twice, so they got 6 for it rather than out. All sorts of like crazy shit. And then right at the end of the game, both teams scoring 15 runs in the super over, so tying in the extra time as well. And then
penalty
England
shootout.
winning. England winning by virtue of hitting more 4s and 6s across the whole game.
Crazy.
Fucking mental. And that
Never seen anything
literally
like
the
it.
last ball to win the game.
Yeah.
You couldn't write it. If it was a movie, you'd be like, this is fucking bollocks. Like,
Yeah,
this is completely
yeah,
bollocks.
exactly. Fucking gets it, throws it into the wicketkeeper, and he like gets the stumps like half a meter if that before the runner gets there or whatever. It's just fucking.
I think it's
ridiculous.
the fact that Roy in the outfield had literally just mishandled, like he just misfielded like 2 balls earlier, and then this ball rolls out to him. It's like the fucking moment to win a World Cup. We're not talking like a baseball World Series. We're talking literally a competition where other countries take part. And yeah, just incredible. Like a perfect throw to the wicketkeeper, and he's like fucking rapid. Like he was quick in slow motion. If you look at it like
it's
slow
crazy.
down,
He wanted it.
It was awesome. Just brilliant. Like there'll never be another cricket match as good as that, which is why I'll probably never watch any more cricket.
Yeah, no, there's no need to watch any more cricket. We've seen
We've
it
seen
now.
it now. Yeah,
We've seen the cricket. It's like the Matrix, really. You know, maybe when they remaster it in 8K, I'll watch it.
Yeah, I'll watch it in 8K. I'll go cinema again.
Yeah.
I'll be going again, in 2039 to watch it. Shit, Well, there you go. Thanks, Cosmic Dad. Glad you enjoyed it as well. I'm
Gibbons.
sure a lot of our listeners did. It was a fucking hell of a day, and
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, just brilliant to watch.
Gibbons.
So I think that'll about do us, buddy, for episode 220 of the JfG podcast. And what a time we've had. I've cooled down a little bit, actually. It's quite nice.
I'm not. I'm really hot.
Still really hot.
Still sweaty, yeah.
You need to get a full-scale industrial air conditioning unit in your office, buddy. I think that should be your next investment. Now you got your computer.
Yeah, it's probably a good shout. Keep it cool.
Hook up your old computer and have some sort of fucking, weird software system with a screen like on the wall, so you can like control the air.
Beep boop, boop beep boop. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. So we already know what we're going to do now. We're not going to go look at the store. We're just going to go play some Crash Team Racing or whatever it is. Is that what it's called? I don't know what it's called. That's how much I care.
Nitro refueled.
There you go. That one.
I think.
Yeah.
Refueled with microtransactions and an online shop.
Cool. That's what games are these days.
That's games. That's video games.
I love it.
Yep. Me too.
Cool.
Well, lovely. Thanks, everyone. Cheers for listening. Hope you enjoyed that. If you didn't, then it's too late now. But we'll be back next week. So if you didn't enjoy it, then probably don't listen to that one. Is the only advice I'd give you.
It'll be roughly the same.
It'll be similar. Yeah, it'll be similar. Yeah. If you want a sort of a record of our previous work, so you can decide whether it's for you, there's 219 more of these.
220 really, because there's the Uncharted one.
Oh, there is that.
You always
special.
forget about that one, mate.
That's true.
That one time.
Well, they're there for you to peruse at your leisure. But to all our regular listeners, thanks so much for listening, buddies. And,
Gibbons.
We're off to do some karting and get annoyed. Thank you very much. We'll be back next week. Until then, I've been Alex. He has been Ash.
Goodbye.
Farewell.